Okay, ladies and gentlemen, lumberjack here, and and I just want to answer a question that somebody messaged me about. What is the status of Civilization 6 on the channel? Now that I have the new graphics card that can run it, and as you can see, I have the box here, and there you go. So here you go. I will point the camera at the box, and I will tell you the status of Civilization 6 is this. I will not be playing it on the channel. Okay? That's the TLDR. If that's all you wanted to hear, be sure to find something else on the channel. Subscribe if you're new. Do all that stuff. Now, if you want to hear the long explanation of why I'm not going to do it, here we go. Number one, the mechanics in the game when it comes to religions are fucking broken. They are fucking broken. Even disabling the religious victory, there is nothing preventing the AI from spamming missionaries, apostles, and all other kinds of religious units and basically declaring a clandestine holy war on your empire and flooding your empire with religious units. Absolutely nothing. And if you don't believe me, go check out some of the screenshots that have been posted of the religious unit spam. It is absolutely, without question, ridiculous. Okay? That is the number one reason, is that the mechanics related to religion in the game are fucking broken. And there's just no getting around that. Number two, the map sizes are incredibly small. I've looked into this. The huge map, it's set at 106 by 66. That is appallingly small for a quote-unquote huge map. Okay? For comparison, the huge map in Civilization 5 can be set at upwards of pretty close to 1200 by 1200. I think that's the max size. I would have to check on that, but I think that's max size. It's like 1200 by 1200. For the huge map in Civilization 6 to be set at 106 by 66, as I said, it is appallingly small. And it leads to the fact that because of that, basically one of the four X's, the expand X, it's non-existent in the game. It's non-existent. Forget about expansion. Because the AI, in some cases brain dead AI still claims that 8-tile radius from a city. They still claim that 8-tile radius from where their city is set. They still claim the 8 tiles around that city as their territory. And that has been an issue pretty much since, what was it, Civ 3, Civ 4, where that first started showing up. So, yeah, the brain dead AI is still claiming that 8-tile radius around every city. So you basically can't expand. Oh, and God forbid you tell them that they're settling too close. What? We're too close? Well, we'll see about whose territory this is. War! Yeah, the AI can be overly aggressive as far as I'm concerned. Overly aggressive. In fact, it wasn't until Civilization 6 that I actually lost a game on the settler setting, the lowest setting. This was the first game I ever played in Civ 6. I lost it because the Civilization declared war on me. That is not supposed to happen on Settler. Okay? Every other Civilization game, you put it on Settler, the only way there's going to be a war happening is you have to declare war on somebody else. They're not going to come after you on the lowest difficulty setting. And the reason I do the lowest difficulty setting is when a new civilization comes out or a new expansion pack comes out, I set it on the lowest setting so I can learn the mechanics and figure out that other stuff. Then I will bump it up to like difficulty 4, 5, 6, somewhere in that range. But I usually set it at settler level so I can figure out how it's supposed to go. Okay? But as I said, because the AI is either brain dead or overly aggressive, it does not work. And especially when it comes to diplomacy. I can't tell you how many stories I've seen on the forums, both in Steam and the game's official forums, of people saying, "What the fuck? I signed a friendship treaty with Nubia. 3 turns later, they're denouncing me, and then 5 turns after we signed the treaty, they're teaming up with Persia to declare a joint war. What the fuck?" Yeah. So yeah, I mean, for me, number one, the map sizes need to be increased. The mechanics around religion is pretty much the top issue of the community, and I agree with that. But yeah, the mechanics around religion, the map sizes need to be increased, the AI needs to be addressed, and yeah, map sizes too. But also this thing of, there's also issues where I play the game, and even though I put it on online speed, which is double speed, it's like, okay, where it turns 66, the top AI civilization has 3 or 4 cities. How the fuck have they just gotten into the industrial era? It's like, okay, this game... It's like, okay, I'm playing as Nubia. They just got released. I'm on Settler. I'm trying to figure out how they play. What's the best strategies? I've got 5, 6, 7 cities. A couple of city-states that I conquered. My top AI rival has 3 or 4 cities. And it's turned 66. It's on Settler. And the AI has already gotten to the industrial era. I'm sitting there, I'm scratching my head. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, game? They should be at least an era behind me, just based on how Settler works in every other Civilization game. So yeah, there's a lot of issues with this. I hate to say this, but this just should not have been released October of last year in the state it was in. And yes, I know there's been patches, but there are still major issues. Major issues. And again, I'm going to say it again, the religious mechanics are number 1 on my list. I don't know about anybody else's list, but the religious mechanics are number 1 on my list. Also, and I don't know if anybody else brought it up. Also, there's the issue with builders not being... You can't automate builders. That, to me, is a major fuck-up. Builders are Civilization 6 version of workers. You could always automate workers in the other games they've been in. You can't automate builders. That, to me, is like... Whose bright idea was it to not include that? That to me is another major flaw, because it requires a level of micromanagement. Granted, it's a Civ game. I understand there's going to be micromanagement, but it just requires an extra level of micromanagement that I think is completely unnecessary. And again, we're less than 2 months away from the 1-year anniversary of the release of this, and you can't automate builders, and it hasn't been patched in yet. And I'm just like, why? So yeah, there's that. And then I will now get into the clusterfuck that is the district system. Okay, let me say this. I am for the district system because I like the idea of having this of at least having some kind of showable city sprawl, since they got rid of the city view that was in previous Civilization games, where you could just click the button and see what the city looked like and see where everything was in the city when it wasn't out on the map. So I'm okay with a little bit of the city sprawl. What pisses me off the most about the district system is, number one, the amount of time it takes to build a district, because if you've got, let's say, early game, turns take about 20 years. 20 years of time. So you've got a city that's going to have to spend 17 turns, let's say, building a campus. You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to realistically believe that it would take a city 340 years to build a campus district? Even if we are accepting that it's the, quote, ancient era of the game? No. I do not buy that at all. Just, no. Even ancient era, I couldn't see more than 100 years, 120, to build a campus district. So yeah, to me, at most, the district should take 4 to 5 turns to build. So that's another area where I have an issue, is the amount of time it takes to build a district. Then you have the other problem where districts can only be in specific locations. Oh, you don't have any flat land around your city? Well, you can't build this district in this city. Oh, you're not near a water? You're not near a river? Oh, you can't build this district. Oh, what? You have no hills anywhere around your city? Well, you can't build this district. Oh, and any wonder that it requires to be near a hill or on a hill, you're not going to build them in that city. Then we get into the idiotic decision to make it so that you can only build districts at certain population levels. So you build one district, you build a district, your city is size 2, you build one district, you can't build another one till your city reaches size 3 or size 4, and who knows how long that's going to take. And then let's not get into the fact that if your city population growth stalls, you can't build any more districts because you can't get up to the next population number to allow you to build a district. There is so much that is wrong with the district system that it's just like, oh my God, are you guys serious with this? Then we get into the fact that, as I was mentioning earlier, certain wonders require specific tiles, and if you don't have those specific tiles, you will not get to build those wonders. Like Civilization 5, an early game favorite practical must for some civilizations, Stonehenge. Well, in Civilization 6, you cannot build Stonehenge unless you have stone inside of your city radius and a flat tile next to that stone to build Stonehenge. So yeah, numerous playthroughs, I've not built Stonehenge because I don't have any fucking stone. So yeah, given all the issues I have with Civilization 6, it comes as no surprise to anyone that about 4 months after I put in that graphics card and 4 months after I started regularly on and off playing Civilization 6, it should be no surprise that this morning I have uninstalled Civilization 6, and I am not going to be playing it again until they fix, number one, fix the religion mechanics, number 2, automate builders, number 3, increase map sizes. Those are my 3 must happens for Civilization 6. Now, since I'm also going to be putting a link to this on Steam, I'm going to, for the Steam people who watch this, I don't think it will come as any surprise that I'm going to put that this game is not recommended. Now, if you want me to give a score, I don't normally give a score, but I would say Civilization 6 on its own merits as a game in its style, I would probably not give it anything more than a 7 out of 10. But here's the big issue. When I compare it to all the other Civilization games, when you factor in Civilization 2, Civilization 3, Civilization 4, and Civilization 5, and weight it against those games, I can't give it more than a 3.5 out of 10 in comparison to the other Civilization games. Now, I will say my official scores for all the Civilization games, the first Civilization is a 5.5 out of 10 for me, just because of, it came out in 1991, and the graphics and the gameplay mechanics haven't held up very well. So, that's that thing. Civilization 3, for me, I give that a 7 out of 10. Just basically out of, it was the first one where, I don't know, there was just something about the art style and the way the leaders looked in Civilization 3 that it rubs me the wrong way. I would give Civilization 4, that is a solid 8 out of 10 for me. Again, it just misses the mark a little bit, just because of the lack of natural wonders. Civilization 2 for me is an 8.5 out of 10, and that's mostly out of the fact that if Civilization 2 had been in the game, they introduced the natural wonder system, that would probably be a 9.5 out of 10 for me. And for me, Civilization 5, because of all that's in vanilla, the Gods and Kings, the Brave New World, natural wonder system, and all that other stuff, to me, Civilization 5 is, as far as the series is concerned, that is a solid 9 out of 10 for me. But yeah, as I was saying, Civilization 6, basically just on its own merits for me, a 7 out of 10. Thank you, Mr. Ambulance. Just based on everything that is missing or needs to be fixed, I can't give it more than a 7 out of 10. And like I said, in comparison to the other Civ games, it is by far, to me, this is the worst outing so far. And you notice, I'm not including Beyond Earth because that's a spin-off. Not including Alpha Centauri. Again, I consider that a spin-off. Any of the console games, I'm going PC only. Okay? So just PC only games. This here is my least favorite of the series. Alright, so yeah, there you go. 19-minute long explanation of why you will not be seeing Civilization 6 on the channel. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, I am the Lumberjack. Try to behave yourselves. If you're new, be sure to subscribe. The upload schedule is whenever I feel like it. But, I mean, realistically, it's whenever I get around to making a video, because, I do have other concerns, other things to do. But, yeah. Alright, I will see you all next time. Peace. Come on. Off. I'm hitting the dang button. Off.